Hello.
Happy January.
Yeah, happy January.
Happy cold January wherever you
Yeah.
are wherever you are. We actually had snow
Yep.
for the last 2 days here in Houston, Texas, which is pretty crazy. And then New Orleans had snow too. It was pretty
Mhm.
interesting to watch, or it was pretty cool to see all the snow and all the Mardi Gras decorations out and the snow sitting over the with the Mardi Gras decorations. It looked pretty good, I got to tell you. But yeah, I was definitely, and in Florida it was snowing too.
Yeah, from the
Yeah,
Panhandle.
man, that was
Panhandle.
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's the winter is definitely, kicked in kind of across the US.
Yes, so it
Yeah.
has been
I wish
very cool. Heather's been loving it, right?
Mhm.
loving it. I wish it would snow some
Mhm.
more.
Yeah,
Wow.
well we still got a lot of white stuff here in Denver, so it's not going anywhere. So
And I
we're
have been hating every minute of it. So,
It'll be melted by this afternoon.
oh,
It'll be
thank
all
yeah,
God,
gone.
there you go.
thank
There you
God.
go. Yeah. Then it's all about getting the cars cleaned up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Yeah.
all right. So we're talking about a data-driven HR.
Yeah, we are.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah, as we kind of kick off 2025, I think it's a good topic to talk about. A lot of our clients are looking for data as we make people decisions, and I think it's a great topic, and uh, a lot of departments that aren't doing this, definitely, that's a problem, and you need to figure out how to get back on track.
well, this has always been an
Hmm.
ongoing discussion
Hmm.
with HR is how to use data, how to be data driven,
Hmm.
and how to be predictive
Hmm.
with data. I think this quieted down for a little bit um, with all of the focus around hiring and how competitive it was to hire people and people
Hmm.
leaving. And I think this whole data driven HR was a little bit quiet. But I think now with the um, just explosion of AI and how much easier it is to have AI help you with data and look at these things, it's coming back into vogue, as they say.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's exactly it. And I think the other part too is that Um, sometimes organizations, and we've got some clients, at times who will go out and one of the ones that's important is just around employee engagement, and they'll go out and do a pulse survey, and then all of a sudden, there's some things to work on, but we don't go back out and talk to employees about the results. Um, because there's some bad results potentially, and you know
Mhm.
and that's a problem. I mean, that's a real challenge. I mean, we've had several of our of employees who we've done exit interviews with our clients that have come back and said, "Well, you did a pulse survey in October. You told us you're gonna tell us the results in November, but it's been crickets. So what's going on?" And again, those if employees that are leaving the company are saying that, that's probably you know a lot of discussion around the virtual cooler or the virtual coffee pot. So that definitely those are challenges for organizations.
And I think, you know, what you're able to do with AI in terms of having your data and doing analysis in terms of who's leaving, and in some of these tools you could do this before, and even in
Hmm.
Excel you could do this before, but who's leaving by level, who's leaving by uh, job rating, who's leaving based upon what school that they're at, who's leaving by manager, and you can do an immense amount of analysis with AI and literally minutes that would have taken you, weeks to do before. And so the ability to use AI to get, very specific information about just about anything that you're doing in your organization, um, I think is going to continue to get um, very interesting for people very quickly.
Yeah, I think the other part too is not only it's the data that you're talking about, but it's also even the commentary. I mean, you could do analysis with AI, and identify the common themes, by the organization, by department, um, and really hone in on what needs to change, and recommendations for those leaders. And so I think that that's the other part of it too. You can get, when organizations used to do these, massive employee opinion surveys, it was months to prepare, to get
Mm.
it out, and then once you got it out, then collecting all the data and months to do the analysis. Now that can all be, like Jason said, you can shrink that down to weeks, and have really, really good, much better data, I think, than before, because it's very objective. And but no, I think that definitely, if you're trying to focus on, kind of engaging with your employees and retention of your talent, you've got to do the surveys, but more importantly, take action with the survey results.
Well, the other thing too is, you have all sorts of data at your advantage as an HR person. One of the things that I think is, as you use AI to crunch data, um, and if you're an HR person that knows how to use AI, knows how to put it into Gemini, knows how to use Chat GPT, or any of the other uh, AI tools out there, and you're able to get that data for your clients, that's very, very important work and very strategic work. If you're one of these people that's scared of AI and doesn't want to do that, and then you start to get asked by that because other people see these other people being able to do that work in the organization, um, it really becomes a situation where you don't want to get left behind. So you're going to have to figure out how you get good at using AI to look at this data, and to be able to to be able to make decisions not just for the company as a whole, but even for your specific VP that you support, or even the specific manager that you support, because you can drill down to very specific levels.
Yep, so true. I mean, the other area where, if you're not using data, you really need to think about is in talent acquisition. I think in talent acquisition, the areas now, you could get very precise, in tracking, where you're getting your candidates from. One of the big ones is really the sourcing channels, and how to really target areas where you can find the talent. And if you're still, kind of doing a shotgun approach, I'm going to post on LinkedIn, I'm going to post on Indeed, I'm going to post on Glassdoor, you know, I'm going to, wherever, you know, and you're not really collecting the data of where you're getting your hires from. That's one area that you really try to focus on. And then the other one too is those metrics that we always talk about. It's days to fill, cost to hire. Those are just the kinds of metrics, and others that you need to focus on. That we need to focus on as TA professionals, and that there's a lot of good data that you can collect, um, but a lot of times we're too busy and we don't focus on it. And you know, for your organization, they really need to know, some of this data so that you can be more effective, as a TA leader and a TA recruiter.
How many times, and we have several clients like this right now that don't even know current state because they have not looked at the data. Um, there's no processes in place, or if there is a process, all 10 people on your team have a different process. Nothing's aligned. And then as we come in and start looking at this information, it's the big hubcap eyes that go, oh my gosh, we're even worse off than we thought. And
Yep.
getting that aligned and consistent throughout the team so that then they can continue to start focusing and keeping track of this data to stay on point. And it's really amazing that we have had, seen so many people that just never looked at it. And then you find that there's some, maybe not even a C player, more like an F player on your team that you didn't even realize that you need
F
to replace.
player.
Yeah, let's just call it F player. They're just that bad.
We've just caught a new term. Are you an F
Yeah.
player?
Not A, B, or C, or D. You're
They were
failing.
they were hiding very well, I guess.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah,
I like that one. I like that one. Uh,
failing,
yeah.
not the bad word, failing.
Uh, the other thing too is kind of to follow up on what Heather said, is it's really critical for organizations to understand, um, you know from a performance management perspective, and like you said, really to understand the quality of the team that you have, how they're performing, and to really, to do that across teams. One of the things that we've done with some of our clients is after a performance management cycle is to go in and take a look at all of the performance ratings and all of the types of things that are being said in those reviews. Um, and now with AI, you can do great analysis, but really to help the organization understand, you know, who are your top performers, kind of, and are those top performers kind of the leaders for the organization of the future, um, and how can we develop them so that they're ready to step in case somebody leaves, that immediate backfill. And you also not only understanding that, but also understanding, what are the common areas of development that are needed by the employees and by the company, and I think we've been able to identify, um, you know, uh, things like, how to communicate better across, cultures and across countries, how to do better project management, and communicate, kind of where we are on a project. So there's a lot of things you can gather from those performance reviews that really should be setting the tone for the next 12 months to help the organization. And if that's not happening, start thinking about that, because we've done that for several of our clients. And you know, and the big one is, you know, these, top, 2, 3, 5% of your population, you cannot afford to lose, and they better be highly rewarded, a lot of feedback, a lot of exposure to leaders, etc. Because that's a really really important segment of your population you need to focus on.
Yeah, think great points. Well, I'm sure we're going to continue to talk more about data as AI comes more into focus here into 2025. I see really a lot of
Mhm.
things happening. Okay, great. Well,
Yeah,
everybody, stay warm out
yeah,
there
definitely.
and enjoy the wintry weather. Heather will enjoy it
Woohoo!
to the
Yeah,
fullest.
I sure
exactly,
will.
exactly. And
All right.
and
I
if you
will.
if you have any interest in these topics, please let us know. We'd love to talk to you about it.
All right. Sounds great, everyone. All right. Thank you.
Have a good week. Bye.
I'll
Have
talk
a
to you later.
great
Bye.
week, guys. Take care.
Okay.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye.